and things. And thanks everybody for coming. I'm pretty proud of you guys that you all show up every single week, that we have this big of a group, because I was at the association meeting yesterday. They had about the same amount of people, and this is just our office. So I'm really happy that you guys are such great supporters of our office and of our meetings. So I'll try to not keep you too long today. That's 2 more people. Let me get everybody in here. And so Molly, we haven't seen you in probably over a month. Tell us what's happening with you and my NHD.
Hey everybody, thanks Shannon. I just wanted to come by, say hello. I hope everybody's doing well, keeping busy, staying sane. That seems to be my biggest struggle with all this. But I just wanted to give you guys a couple of quick little tips for NHD that are best practices. As you probably already know, I think I've spoke to this group and said before that we're a completely virtual company. So we haven't missed a beat. Nothing has really changed for us other than I'm not able to come out in the field and see everybody. But other than that, we're going at full speed. So, but regardless, there are a few things I think are good to keep in mind when you're thinking about your natural hazard disclosures. One is when you take a listing, it's a great idea to order up front. And certainly that's something you can reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to help with that. It's very easy to order through our website, mynhd.com. It takes about 30 to 60 seconds to set up a profile. And once your profile is set up and you've got your escrow company that you prefer saved, it takes about 30 seconds to place an order if you have the APN, sometimes less. So just keep that in mind, but I'm completely happy to also just go ahead and order reports for you as well. So ordering up front when you take a listing, why? Because maybe your sellers own the house for a very, very long time, and perhaps the flood determination, the fire zones, they can change. They do change. So that way, let's say, you know, you've got a seller who, when they purchased, it was not in these hazard zones, and now the property is, and that's not the most pleasant surprise as a seller to find out that you have a hurdle to overcome. So just keep that in mind, ordering up front. Number 2, I want to just remind everybody on the call that if you're showing a property, and there's a lot of places that fall into this category, that you think there's even a tiny chance it's in a flood zone, you can reach out to me. And text is always the fastest way to reach me, but regardless of how you do it, I can make that determination for you right away if the property's in a flood zone. So, because you don't want to, especially as hard as it is to get your offers accepted in today's market, you don't want to get into escrow and then find out that the property is in a flood zone, and to obtain financing, flood insurance is going to be required, and that may be cost prohibitive for your buyers. So it would just really be sad to get your offer accepted and then find out you have to cancel escrow because of the cost of flood insurance. And another thing I just wanted to kind of let you guys know to be on the lookout for in the next 6-12 months, as we are trying to develop systems to offer auto ordering. So what that would mean would be potentially for your office, if this is something you're interested in, we can automatically generate orders as soon as you upload a listing into the MLS within 24 hours. So that's what we've been working on while we've been at home. But I just, you know, a couple things to keep in mind. Definitely, please use me for your flood checks, regardless of who you prefer for NHD. I mean, I'm always happy to help, happy to be an asset wherever I can.
I froze up there for a second, but I could hear you in the other room. Somebody else didn't freeze. That's funny. I have something to that go along the lines of your NHD report. Are you guys able to hear? Am I breaking up?
No, you
Okay.
sound.
Okay, so as far as compliance with our office goes, you know, we introduced the wildfire advisory form, maybe it's been a year now. And sometimes you'll see it as required and sometimes not required. Well, the trigger for that is your NHD report. If your NHD report says that the home is in a fire hazard zone, then the file auditor is going to turn that as a required disclosure on. And if we are in the, we're on the listing side, we should be looking at that ahead of time. So ordering your NHD right away will be really helpful. If we're on the buyer side, we probably are not going to get that from the listing agent. So be on the lookout for, as soon as you see that NHD report come in, look at it and see if it says it's in a fire hazard zone. If yes, just add that zip form, one-page document to your file, and you do have to add the county and the city that the home is located in. It's a buyer side only disclosure, so the seller doesn't need to sign it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I believe that my NHD is able to be ordered through SkySlope. Molly, do you see those orders come in through our SkySlope programs?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
You
I want to make sure you get credit, because normally I would be like, nope, want to make sure my rep gets credit. So I usually just go direct.
either way, I mean, it really just depends on the systems that any agent would have in place. I know sometimes escrow orders, sometimes a TC order, sometimes the agent orders. I have people that text me at like 9 o'clock at night with their with their requests, and they're always sweet enough to be like, in the morning, you know. But anyway, so you could send a carrier pigeon. We'll take your orders however you want to send them over. One other little thing I wanted to just quickly mention, and I missed a bullet point, is that we have an incredible tax calculator on page 11 of our report. It's approximately page 11. Some counties have a few additional disclosures that could push it front or back, but approximately on page 11, it's incredibly accurate. And it's actually, I personally feel it's more consumer friendly than what you would find on the county website. So it's a great way to explain, especially if someone's purchasing, let's say in like the beautiful community of Spencer's Crossing, where there are a decent amount of, do you like the way I said that?
Yeah.
I do love Spencer's Crossing, but they do have a pretty good amount of special assessments. And the way our report breaks it down, your buyer is going to say, oh, I'm paying for this and this and this and this. And it's just a little more comprehensive than what you find on the county website. So you can use that as a resource too.
Perfect. Love it. Yes, Spencer's Crossing, probably the highest taxes I'm aware of in the area. All right. Well, thank you, Molly. Anybody have questions for Molly before we let her off her stand? Okay. All right. We have Gary here, Gary Lane here as well. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate you. We have Gary Lane here from Home Guard Inspections. I'm sure he wants to talk about the VIP package. What's happening, Gary?
Yes, I do. And if you don't mind, I'll share my screen.
Oh, let me give you permission. Hold on.
Okay.
Oops.
Got a real quick PowerPoint. I promise it's not, 75 slides or anything like
I would cut
that.
you off.
I'm a fast talker anyways. I go through it quick.
Okay, try that now.
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's just kind of the introductory slide. We're Home Guard Incorporated. Just for those of you who haven't met me, real quick about myself. I'm an account manager with Home Guard Incorporated. I've been with the company since the beginning of the year, but I've got 20 years professional experience. A lot of that time was with the Home Depot company, where I have a lot of experience with hardware, electrical, and plumbing. I was what Home Depot calls a merchant. Some people may think of it as a product manager or a buyer. So I'm very familiar with a lot of the products that go into homes. And so that's my experience there. I live in Temecula, and when I'm not working with HomeGuard, I'm heavily involved with softball. I coach a girls softball team for my daughter, and I also serve on the board of directors there. So that's really my other job that keeps me busy most of the time. A little bit about HomeGuard Incorporated. They were founded in 1988. So they've been around a very long time, over 30 years. The company was founded up in the Bay Area by a owner of a termite company and a very successful broker up there. And they came together and put together what is now a very successful company offering multiple services, including, of course, what I'm take care of is the home termite and roof inspection. So they are the #1 inspection company in California with over 50,000 inspections, over 700,000 inspections performed over their lifetime. We have a 96% customer satisfaction rate, and our home inspectors are all ASHI certified. ASHI certified, I don't know if everybody's heard about it, but it's very similar to CREA. CREA is a state certification that you can get. ASHI is a national certification, and it's not easy. You have to pass a very rigorous test. It's I heard it's similar to the real estate exam in how hard it is for the inspectors. And then they also have to have 250 paid inspections to get that ASHI certification. Not everybody knows this, but home inspectors are not required to be licensed or certified in the state of California. Anybody on this call could print up business cards and go be a home inspector starting tomorrow. So that's a little bit scary to know, but our inspectors are actually certified, and that's a certification that's used by many states actually that do require home inspectors to be certified, but unfortunately California does not do that. And then we have $10 million of E&O insurance to protect you, your clients, and of course us as well if something was to break or get damaged during an inspection. So this is our price sheet, and Shannon, I know I sent this to you, and I can send it to you again along with the promotion that I'll talk about in a little bit. But you can see we price by square footage. Up top there is the home inspections. Where you see it says build, we can bill our services to escrow. Most people end up taking advantage of the paid at time price, and we'll offer a $40 discount for a paid at time price on the home inspection. You can see we also have the termite inspections. We can do the termite inspections and then the roof inspections as well. And kind of the more you book with us, the better the price gets. And then at the very bottom there is the VIP package, which includes all 3 services. And normally when you book the VIP package, the way it works out pricing wise is we're giving you the roof inspection for free. And again, I'll mention that promotion here in just a second. So there's our price sheet. We put our prices right up front. We also offer a $25 military discount. HomeGuard has all the latest gadgets and tools. One of them is drones. So our inspectors, our home inspectors and our roof inspectors are FAA certified to fly drones, and they do that to provide additional information and get the best views that they possibly can when they're out there doing that. Some roofs aren't easy to access, so it's really nice to fly the drones. Another thing we take a bunch of pictures, and we will gladly share those images with you at no cost. We will just give them to you. So that works out good if you're doing a pre-listing inspection and you want some images from above for your marketing materials. We also offer a sewer lateral inspection. So that's an additional, it's kind of an add-on, not kind of, it is an add-on to the home inspection. We offer a pool inspection as well as sewer lateral inspections as an add-on. And you'll see that on the price sheet, but we can do the sewer lateral. A lot of people ask me, what is sewer lateral? Sewer lateral is the basically from the house to the street. So our inspectors will go out and find the clean out furthest away that they can, and they'll go out and check those lines from the house to make sure that the main line is draining out to the street well. I know in Temecula and probably a lot of Myriad as well, but when they built these homes, these tract homes, they decided to put a tree in the front yard, and then those tree roots grow right through the sewer lateral line, and they're blocked, and people don't understand why their toilets aren't flushing well. Things are going kind of weird. Well, it's because there's a root going through the sewer lateral line. Lastly, or not lastly, but regarding some of the stuff we have, our inspectors have iPads that they use, and it has proprietary software on them. It's an app basically on the iPad, and it does a lot of things for the inspectors and for you as well. It makes our inspectors very efficient. So as they go through the house, they're using their iPad, they're taking pictures. The pictures are going right from there onto the reports. They're making their notes. It also gives them a checklist so that they can basically make sure they don't miss anything. So it makes them efficient. They'll go through the inspection. Now, I wouldn't say quickly because they're thorough, but it's efficient. So it's not like we're going to be out there for 3 or 4 hours, depending somewhere. And then another feature that allows them to do is get those reports back to you same day. So I've been on inspections where the home inspector is still working, but the termite inspector has wrapped up, the roof inspector have wrapped up, and we've received the reports while we're still on the property. So that's the good thing, is we'll get you those reports. We officially say if you have a morning inspection, we'll get you those reports same day, but I've been seeing it now where all the reports are coming through same day, even if you have a later in the day inspection with us. Okay, so I know this says don't miss out, offer expires September 30th. But like I mentioned to Shannon earlier, we just extended this promotion. So this is great news. We just extended this promotion until the end of the year. So I sent Shannon a new flyer, and it'll say December 31st. So what this is we're going to give you our VIP package, which is the home termite and roof inspection for the home inspection price. So basically you can get all three at that price. And so you can see that on the, if you're looking at our price sheet, you just look at the home inspection price and know that you'll get all three services for that price. And again, that is good through the end of the year. Another thing that separates HomeGuard from a lot of the other inspection companies in town is we can take care of the repairs. So when we do our inspections, included in the termite and the roof report will be an estimate, if any, or a bid, if any repairs are needed. And that'll be right there when we send you the report. And if you choose to do the work with us, we have what we call the repairs concierge team. And they're responsible for communicating to you and your client about when, who, what, those kind of things. So 3 days before the start of work, you and your client will receive a phone call letting you know who's going to be there, what they're going to be doing, how long they're going to be there. And then every day that there's work being done, they will be in touch just to kind of keep everybody on the same page. So the goal is hopefully to make your job a little bit easier. You're not have to doing all the tracking down. Where are everybody? What's going on? When are they going to be there? We'll take care of that and communicate for your client. But also, we know that deadlines are very, very crucial in real estate. So as we are focused to real estate agents, we want to make sure that it gets done on time and your deal closes on time, and you'll get that notice of completion so you can move forward. So that's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. On the papers that I shared has all the order information. Kind of like Molly said, whatever makes it easier. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can call customer service, you can email customer service, you can go on our website, whatever's easiest. We just want to make it however you want to do it. I don't mind taking the text or the phone calls, and I'll follow up on your orders for you. And if you have any questions, again, a little different than most home inspectors. Our home inspectors and our roof inspectors, that's all they do. You know, we've got a customer service department that answers phone calls. We've got an account manager like myself to be the liaison to help if any issues that you're having, we're there to help.
I like it. You know, something I was just thinking of while you were going through the VIP package, for those of you who have buyers that you're working with, you know, eventually you're going to need to talk about home inspection with them, and they ultimately get to choose. I always recommend that you refer 3 people at least, so that we don't show that we're steering anybody to one particular home inspection. But if we're going to be offering home inspection companies, this might be an option to think about, because if your buyer decides before they even do the home inspection, or sorry, before they even write the offer that they're going to use this home inspection company, then they don't have to ask the seller to do the termite inspection. So that's one less thing to negotiate. And you can, it might look good for the, it would just look better on your offer to just say, oh no, the buyer's going to take care of the termite inspection. And because we know it will be included if they do the VIP package. I think that's a great deal. We've had a couple of you guys using Home Guard for your inspections. I haven't heard any negative. It's been all positive. So Adrian, I think you used them a couple of times, right?
I've used them twice.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I know Mary Lou has.
Yeah.
So Shannon, one last thing. Normally when I'm in the office, you know, I would bring food and whatnot, so sorry about that. But I always raffle off a complimentary VIP inspection. So being remote, it's kind of hard for me to, oops, sorry about that. Hard for me to, you know, grab everybody's business card and do a raffle. So if you wanted to electronically do a raffle or get everybody's name or pull it out of a hat or however you want to do it, I've got a complimentary VIP inspection if you just want to let me know. And then
Sure.
I'll
I'll give you
drop
the
this off at
participant.
the office.
I'll email you the list of who was here today, and then you can draw and send
Okay.
it, or
Yeah,
drop it by.
I'll draw it and then I'll drop by the office and drop this off. So it's completely good, complimentary up to 3,000 square feet, and a great way to help out someone who's in a little bit of a cash crunch.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Any other questions for Gary, you guys? Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. So let's get on to our normal agenda. Who has good news? I'm going to start because we didn't have our normal meeting last week. We had our marketing meeting, and some of you know this and some of you don't, but I just had to share that, you know, that I like to do lottery scratchers. And I won $500 on a scratcher ticket. That was fun. Now I want to buy them all the time, the $10 ones.
That's
I'm
awesome.
wasting my money. All right, who has good news? Andrea,
Yes. Oh,
you're live.
well,
So do you have good news?
okay, guys, I listed our house. It goes live next Wednesday. It is a 3-bedroom. It is in Menifee. Everything, pictures are on there. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. God, for some reason in my head, thought my lot was a lot bigger than it was, but that's okay because it still looks big. But it's 9,148 square feet. The home is 1846. I've got, I think, a fabulous backyard. Just so everybody knows, that's probably what's going to really push it in the price I want it. But I have a pool, spa. It is called the Poorhouse, but we actually have built, my husband built a pub shed back there. We have a half bocce court, farmland where the kids plant their vegetables and herbs. And yeah, it's a great place for entertaining. Fire pit, and then hardwood floors, gorgeous. Yeah, 2 bathrooms, all double sinks. Yeah, selling it at $495. Hoping it goes higher, unfortunately.
And
But
it's a single story.
single story, yeah. Thank you. 2-car garage. And yeah, it's in Menifee, and it's I mean, it's my home, but I think it's beautiful.
Andrea,
yours is
are
a
all
typical
the hardwood
color.
floors, are they throughout the home?
They're
Yeah.
basically throughout the home, except for the
good.
2 bedrooms have a newer gray carpet that looks fabulous. And then both bathrooms, thank you, Gail, because I forgot to mention this, have that wood tile that
Oh,
looks
okay.
like wood, but it's the new tile. Looks like wood. So everything is really pretty upgraded, and the house was built in 2013, so it's still under manufacturer's warranty, builder warranty. And
Okay.
yeah, like I said, it's online now, so you can see the pictures and that, but we've got the colored lights in the pool. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this, if it doesn't sell, I really don't care. because I'll keep it. I'm just looking, we're looking for a 4-bedroom, kind of with RV parking and, yeah, 3-car garage. And actually, I wanted Shannon's house, but she won't sell it.
I don't have RV parking.
Well, it doesn't matter. I still like your house.
Yeah.
I would give up RV parking for your house. Boy, I gotta tell you guys, she's a tough negotiator. Okay, I went to Ed's price and he wanted to sell it and she stopped it. So, yeah.
Are you guys all selling your houses?
No, we just moved in and she came over and saw it and now she wants it.
Ed goes, okay, this price and you can have it. And I said, okay. And she goes, no. So she ruined it actually, because him and I were on a roll. We were making a deal.
All right, well, that's good. You guys look for her new listing on coming soon. What other good news do we have? I know we had Veronica, I don't know if you're still there behind your camera or not. We actually had a walk-in this week for floor time, so that was nice that we actually had someone sitting at the desk this week.
It was great. Going to send them a CMA for their house to sell it in San Diego, and then try to find them a property up in Temecula area, Murrieta, single story, up to 600,000. So you never know how it's going to go, but they were great people, very, very nice, easy to work with, and got all their information and plan to see them in the next couple weeks when their family leaves town. So it was a good day yesterday on floor.
Yeah, yeah, and you never know, you know, I think they just walked in and said they wanted some pricing on homes, and then an hour later, I heard you walking out of the conference room talking about listing, and I'm like, oh, that was a good meeting.
Yeah, it was a very good meeting.
Awesome. What else? Anybody else have good news for the week?
I had good news. I had 3 escrows closed this week.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
congratulations.
Hey,
And I do have a new listing coming up probably tomorrow or Friday. Single level in French Valley, low tax area. It's only about 1,200 square feet, does have RV parking. Really nice aluminum wood patio cover. The kitchen's been all done with quartz countertops. The bathrooms have been remodeled, super clean, for $419.
Wow.
It's a nice one.
nice, very nice. Do we have any other listings coming up? Anybody have listings on their way to market? How we need listings so bad. I might have one for next week. I haven't signed anything yet. We'll see. All right. How about, since we're talking about listings, anybody have any buyer needs that are not getting met right now?
Gail and I do. We need a single story with all hard surface flooring and Temecula, Murrieta. But they
Corner
only
lot.
go up to 5, maybe 5 1/4, and they want a big lot, preferably a corner. So the list goes on and on with these people, but they are selling their house in San Diego, so they are moving up this way. But anybody has the hard surface flooring seems to be one of the main deals. So we're actually taking them into new builds now, thinking maybe that'll solve the problem, but we'll see. But if anybody has anything coming up that does have that single story with all hard surface flooring, corner lot, big lot, cheap, we would be happy.
Andrea, do you have HOA where you're at?
Yes, it's $44.
Okay.
The other thing I forgot to mention is we have solar and it's paid. It's paid off,
Okay.
which is huge.
Yeah.
And nobody can build in front of us. And we're in a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So,
Any other buyer needs?
I have a buyer. Okay, so he's up to 575. He's going to be all cash. Again, single story or at least the master down here in Temecula. He does have certain neighborhoods he likes, but I'm sending them whatever. There just aren't very many. And of course, they like the upgraded homes, but they all sell. So anyway, single story or master down 575. Really not much, that's their main thing. They like Paseo, vintage, kind of the center of Temecula.
All right. You should be marketing for listings for those buyers, because cash buyer seems like if you were to knock on doors or send letters to whatever works as far as, pinpointing all the single stories. You don't know what the inside looks like, but that would be a good one to market. I have a buyer for. Anybody else?
I have a buyer need. I'll be adding them to buy side later today. They came into me late last night, but essentially I have an elderly couple that's selling their home up in the Bay Area. They're looking preferably in Temecula, single story. They want to keep it under 500, but he's flexible on the price, and he would prefer to have a pool in the backyard.
Hopefully they'll forego the pool and just find a single story. That's like a unicorn, single story with a pool.
Well, he also wants like a jacuzzi or hot tub as well, but
Yeah.
I know that one's even a harder needle in a haystack. So,
All right, anybody else?
Shannon, this one
Huh?
probably isn't going to become anything, but I got a call from a past client who had a good friend of hers in need of a manufactured. I mean, there's not going to be anything in the Temecula Valley, probably out towards the desert if I can get lucky with it. Probably, who knows? But she doesn't want to spend more than like 120,000. So, but with the manufactured, she doesn't want to have to pay land rent. So I've been trying to help her out, but it's pretty much a lost cause. But if anybody happens to come across something, just let me know, and we'll see.
Yeah,
Just trying to help her out, but
you're going to be better off in Hemet for you yesterday, and I think Hemet's.
Well, maybe West Hemet, but she told me she really doesn't want to go to Hemet, so there you go.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our ears out for you.
Yeah, just on the fluke that somebody hears something. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Anybody else?
Well, I was gonna say I do have Adam and I have a buyer that's kind of like what everyone was asking for, but we have a lot more money. We have a much higher budget. We can go up to 800.
Bragger.
Looking for that single story with a pool.
I think you might get it if you could go up to 800.
There aren't any.
Again, you need to market. I have a buyer. All right. I know. Let's move on. So let's talk about the football. First quarter is over.
Let's talk about football. More.
So the winner of the first
We have more things in there that we do.
First quarter is Pearson Ritter team. Woo-hoo. 134 points for all of your marketing efforts. Second place is Kim, 121 points. And third place is Gay at 101 points. So congratulations, all of you. I have a whole bunch of marketing fun stuff to give to you when you come to the office next, for you to use with your listing presentations, buyer presentations, etc. I do want to have a shout out to Gay. She did a video, a market update video for Heritage Lakes in Menifee. I'm so proud of her for doing that. She did it perfectly. So that's how she got quite a bit of her points there. So yay. All right, let's talk about market stats for a second. So in the last 7 days, I know we didn't go over market stats last week, but in the last 7 days, we have 168 new listings in the Temecula Valley. That's down from our last meeting. It's down by 16. So yeah, well, I don't know what it was last week. So pendings in the last 7 days, 285 pendings, which is down by 15. We had 257 closed, which is actually up from the last time we met. And total listings in our Temecula Valley, 596, which is up 32 from the last time we met. So it's not terrible, you know, 15 or so is no big deal. So I wanted to remind you guys, I want to show you something else, hopefully it will come up, that if you're doing the market update reports through the VAC, the report went out today. So I just thought I'd bring up that I set myself up on the 92592 market update report. And so it kind of gives you a year-over-year snapshot. So if you're not savvy on looking up these stats in the MLS, you can send yourself a market update report and you can see everything is up year over year. Even with coronavirus, we're up year over year. So that's really cool. And then you can kind of go through these stats and make yourself aware of what's happening there. Let's talk about, we're in the last 90 days of the year. Traditionally, sometimes we have agents who decide to start taking their breaks with their kids during the holidays. I don't recommend it right now. I'm going to be sending out a business planning guide. We should be planning for the beginning of the year now. The next 90 days, we're setting ourselves up for the first 90 days of the year next year. So I want to start meeting with you guys again, going over your business plans. If you start doing those plans now, you will start your year off strong and not start your year off with a zero. So no breaks. Nobody gets to go on vacation. Just kidding.
Where can we go?
Apparently you can now go to a movie.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that's that. So I'll be meeting with you to go over what your goals are for next year, but let's really focus on getting our next 90 days to set us apart in January to do what we really want to do. Also, I want to bring up that some of you probably already seen this. Let's see. I'm not sure if I got the right form here. Have you guys seen this new form? It just came out last week. Fair Housing and Discrimination Advisory Form. It's now attached to the RPA and the listing agreement. It's 2 pages. It will be added to our checklist. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But we really shouldn't be surprised to see this new form added. We've always had to abide by fair housing guidelines. But I think really the important part is reminding our clients that they also have to abide by those things. So just to review, I'll send you guys this quick guide of the protected classes and characteristics that we should make sure we're not we're not discriminating against. But if you're showing buyers, ask the buyers what is the type of location they want to look for, property features, price range, etc. That should come from them, not necessarily from us. We don't want to act like we're steering. We should provide complete information to all the clients based on their selection criteria and not selectively provide information to our clients. We should provide the same courtesy in all responses to all inquiries, sharing all information that we can. And obviously we know as far as marketing goes, we can't make any statements that directly or indirectly implies preference, limitations, or discriminations. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing with you. Just be mindful of what you say, what you market, how you respond to offers. Be aware of, I hate that this could be a thing, but when you get those love letters from buyers, be aware that we're not discriminating as well there. Got it? Okay. All right. Since we're talking about forms, I've kind of thrown a few things in there. I have met with our compliance group. We meet about once a month, and we've been trying to update the checklist. The last checklist we went through was the purchase contract checklist. And I know you guys have been getting frustrated that things have been added after closing, and it wouldn't happen that way. I know they're a little behind, but also if you load your file as you get documents, they can go through and say, oh, I see you have, let's just say, an FHA or VA offer. Do you guys realize when you have an FHA, VA offer, there is a form called an FVA, and it basically is saying the appraiser or lender is requiring this one repair. So the file auditor is going to be adding that in if they see that you have an FHA or VA offer. Now, if you don't have any repairs like that, then obviously it goes away. But just be aware, you'll see the checklist update, and we will be adding some of those, like we had with Tarbell. We had the little question marks that said, when do you use it? How do you use it? Right now, like I said, we've updated it. Forrest and Darren are reviewing it before they change it in SkySlope. One of the things that I want to bring up is the lot square footage form. It doesn't say it in our SkySlope program, but we need to take a look at this form with respect to, does the MLS match up with the property profile? And I know the property profile report does not go to the buyer or seller, but if there's a discrepancy, we need to put both those items on the lot square footage form. I think I actually have an example I want to show you. Okay, so this is on one of my files. Because the lot square footage did not match the MLS, and the MLS, all I did when I loaded the lot size was I just pulled it from tax report, from the assessors. I just let it autofill, which all of us do. So it got the square footage of the house correct, but it didn't get the lot size correct. And I don't know which one is correct. It's up to the buyer to figure that out. Now, if you have the multiple living service, and it's different than the floor plan, maybe. You know, as long as you put 2 items on this document, you're good to go. Now, if everything matches perfectly, you don't even need this document. I'm just letting you know that the file auditors are going to check your property profile report and the MLS, and if they don't match, they're going to say, I need this form. Does that make sense?
So Shannon, I have a question on that. So on the property profile, occasionally we have them where the lot size isn't even on there. And so we would still use this form and just say that the property profile didn't have the square footage and lot size?
Yeah,
okay.
because
All
it
right.
would be like, why is it not even on there?
Right.
So
okay.
here's what the MLS pulled. Here's what the property profile says.
Okay.
Buyer, you go figure it out. You have the appraiser, you know, the buyer's going to have the appraisal, and they should be pulling information too.
Okay.
Okay. Last but not least, I have a tech tip for you. Today is not going to be on the VAC. I know the last time we met, we talked about still back to compliance, you know, keeping your communication log and the text. How are we doing the text stuff? And some of you were able to use that Tansy, I think it's called, if you have an iPhone, but it doesn't work for Androids, and I'm an Android user, so I wanted to show you what I started using. So I use a program called Mighty Text, and it's, so how you use it is you download the app on your phone first, and then it will tell you to log in online to mightytext.net. And how I have to do it, because my phone is basically, when I set the account up, I set it up with my old Gmail, my personal Gmail account. So it's whatever account is set up to your phone. So I log in that way, and now all my messages are copied here online. And so what I've been doing is, this is a file that I'm working on right now. About every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll come in here and I'll hit print the thread, and you can see that I can print. I could actually see more messages. I usually go until it stops. So this goes back to September 23rd. which is the beginning of this whole file. And I can print all of these pages, save as a PDF, and load it to my file. What do you guys think?
Awesome.
Cool.
Does that work for
Is it
iPhones
just for
too,
the- is
Shannon?
it-
or-
I think it only works for Android. Gail and Veronica, I think, were talking last time about a different program. What's it called, Gail?
No, the one that Veronica and I use is Tansy.
Tansy.
We
Tansy
do,
works
yeah,
for iPhone, but it is a
right,
paid,
that's the one we, yeah.
it is a paid program. This one is free. My favorite price.
I was able to just go in on my iPhone and hit, copy, and like you would copy something and put it on another form, copy, and it says more, you hit more, and you can email it to yourself, and so you can just, and it's free. So you just
Yeah.
hit like you would copy something, you just hold your finger on it.
But are
And
you
it-
only able to copy what's showing on the screen?
Yeah, so I do it if I'm working with somebody, I do it as I go.
Gotcha.
And then you just kind of, it's free, and it's, unless you've got a ton going on, but, me, I don't have that much, so it's easy for me, but it's
Yep.
just like copying and pasting it, Nick. You just forward it to your email.
Yep,
And then
that's,
right to SkySlope.
it's totally fine, as long as we get stuff that, we're doing a lot of text messages these days. So as long as you're getting that text message information into the file, text message emails are easy because you could just carbon copy your file, and then verbal's the hardest because you have to write it down. So I'm not saying don't ever call your clients. I'm just saying if you talk to them, you're going to need to have a written log for those conversations, or reconfirm via email or text message what your conversation was. There's that. So that's it for me. Yeah.
Do we have specific call log forms?
We do. They're in the VAC, but I'll email you guys out a form again. Communication log. You know what you don't even have to do anything fancy. Here's my communication log, piece of paper, nothing special, just the date and the time and who I talked to and what we talked about. That's all that the form looks like. As long as you keep it in chronological order, you're good to go. Usually you can go back in your phone and go, okay, I talked to Michael, and I will open up every time we had a phone conversation, and then I can kind of go, if it's been a week, I can go, okay, we talked about this day, this day, and I can kind of fill in a week's worth, but I can't do an entire file's worth in one sit down because I can't remember each conversation. So try to do it, as you are talking, or at least on a weekly basis, keep your log updated. Okay, that's it for me. Anybody have any updates that they want to talk about? We still are working on our book club. I think we'll probably have another couple more weeks before we'll meet on that. Anybody else? Yep. Okay, you guys, I'm here for you if you need me. If you want one-on-one appointments, I'll be calling you to sit down and go over business plans soon. So I'll send that out as sample business plan, and you can decide if you want to use it or use your own thing. Just as long as you write something down, you'll be good. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful